Well, Tebow. You know, I wish John Facenda, the old voice of NFL films, were still alive. Remember the guy?
Yeah.
Lombardi. Even the name has a certain magic to it.
You want to hear him say Tebow?
Tebow, and chaos ensues. So our pal Danny O'Neill was talking on the morning show. They were working the morning show because of an afternoon Mariners game on Friday, and brought up the fact that I think I'm going to use the phrase that we just talked about off the air, that the Mariners have kicked the tires.
That'd be the Seahawks.
Or excuse me, the Seahawks. Mariners, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? The Seahawks have kicked the tires on Tim Tebow. All right, first reaction.
Okay, I have the same reaction I would have if you were, they kicked the tires on Matt Leinart, they kicked the tires on Brady Quinn, they kicked the tires on Thigpen. I'm not dazzled by anybody that's available.
Right.
We've talked about this a lot. So if it's Tebow, fine. The idea that the circus becomes a distraction and all that, it doesn't here. Is there going to be more attention? Of course there will be more attention. Does it become a distraction? No. Again, I'll go back to what you and I talked about before. In any sport, the idea that somebody on the field is going to be having something go through their head about Tebow and forget where they're at on the field or what play is being called, any of that is nonsense. And the other part of it is, and the most important part, is he's not battling for a spot. The two spots he was in before had question marks with a starting quarterback. You had Kyle Orton in Denver. You had Mark Sanchez in New York. Both very unsettled starting quarterback positions. Thus, it led to speculation. When's Tebow going to get a shot? Should he be starting? None of that exists here.
Right, and it's not going to happen here. I mean, that's the other thing about it, too. If that's the chaos you're worried about, it doesn't happen. You know, I thought it was interesting. Our friend Brock Hewitt tweeted out a thing last night about Josh Portis and said one of the things that to keep in mind about Portis in his mind was he was the guy who shadowed Russell Wilson. He was the guy who went to all the meetings with him. He was the guy who put in the extra time, et cetera, et cetera. And that, to me, makes the Portis thing make a whole lot more sense because you are building this around Russell Wilson. I'll tell you what you better have. You better be a straightforward guy with a pretty good work ethic. Mm-hmm. You know, you better not have a secondary agenda. And in the case of Tim Tebow, heck, he and Russell Wilson even share their faith on their sleeve to a degree with a passion. So to me, I don't see any distractions in that quarterback room because of this. I agree with you 1,000%. I just don't think it's going to be an issue with fans because everyone likes Russell Wilson here.
Right.
And I mean, you're getting back to looking at a backup quarterback. This is a guy who could perhaps be more than a backup quarterback. I heard Danny suggest maybe you line him up 2 or 3 times like you would with Percy Harvin, you know, and have the threat and the read option of a guy who can also throw the ball a little bit. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, he's not going to be a big part of what you're doing.
No, and I'll go back to how I feel about it. If he's your backup and it's Portis is your third guy, whatever, however it works out, if Russell's gone for any extended period of time, season's over, in my estimation. Sorry about it. You know, you can disagree, but I think I don't have that comfort level with, again, the names we threw out before. Tim Tebow, if he has to be your quarterback for any extended period of time. Portis, if he's your quarterback for any extended period of time. Season's done.
Stay healthy, Russell.